Well, it has been a day since Arsenal drew 2-2 against Sporting Lisbon in the Europa League. And I think if you were to ask Arsenal fans before this game if they would take a draw 2-2 away from home against Sporting, I think they would probably tell you this team is capable of beating Sporting. So I don't think you would find a lot of a lot of fans who would agree to saying, "Look, on paper, I'll take the 2-2 draw." Because when you look at the types of games Arsenal have played this season, the amount of times we've come back to win to get 3 points, or whatever the case may be, I think you would find a lot of people, myself included, would have Arsenal winning this game over Sporting, home or away. And it's a very good side. The competition is narrowing down now in the Europa League to some quality football teams, and even teams who aren't in anymore, like Barcelona, for example, obviously kicked out by Man United, who are very much in form at the moment, despite the loss against Liverpool, of course. Not that it's a fluke. Obviously, Liverpool deserved to win that game outright, but you take that game away. United definitely a shout for winning this Europa League, and that's just my opinion. But yeah, Arsenal, like I said, have been shown to overcome opponents many times this season. They've beaten Liverpool, they've beaten United, Chelsea. Obviously, they've beaten Tottenham twice. They've beaten teams like Brentford, who haven't lost. They gave Brentford their only home loss this season. So obviously, again, fantastic season Arsenal are having. And I would be interested to see what people thought going into that game. If you would outright take a draw, or would you have backed the team to get a little bit something more? Because when you look at it, either team could have taken it, but Arsenal clearly the better chances in the game. Players like Gabriel Martinelli, that massive lung bursting run that he was on in the second half of the game. It's so disappointing when because when you see a team you're playing against on a run like that, you're swearing, you're screaming at your TV, you're bad mouthing defenders, and you're just hoping they do something wrong. And it's so funny, the dynamic on the other side. It's your player, as soon as he was away with the ball, I was just thinking of that goal against Chelsea when Conte slipped and he slotted it away. A little bit different. He didn't have a defender, chasing him down like he did in that aspect, and just rounding the goalkeeper. You could tell right away it was the wrong move, and I think that the chip the goalkeeper made on him just prior to that, I believe that came before the breakaway run. Maybe in Martinelli's head a little bit, that he had to do something a little more special and try to round the keeper, which he did, but an absolutely fantastic recovery from the defender, the Dutch defender. I can't remember his name. Forgive me for that, but should have put it away. I think the chip was just a really good save from the goalkeeper, the ex-Madrid goalkeeper, Adan. A really good save. I think, in hindsight, maybe he could have played it across the goal to Vieira, his best friend at the club, you could say. But hindsight, obviously, it's very easy to judge a player and their decisions during the game. I thought Saka looked really tired, man. I was hoping he might get taken off. I was hoping we would get somewhat of a comfortable lead, maybe 2-0, maybe 2 goals up, and just give him a rest, because we're going to need him again on Sunday against Fulham to break that line that Fulham have. Fulham not having a poor season whatsoever, up there, I think sixth place at the moment. Fulham, players like Anthony Robinson, the American, Tim Ream also having a fantastic season. 35 years old, Tim Ream is like one of the most informed center backs in the league at the moment. So you're going to need Saka, obviously, for that game on Sunday, and definitely tired. You can tell he's really getting a little bit sluggish, and you can't blame him. I mean, the way he's been playing this season, and he still completed 8 out of 9 dribbles yesterday against Sporting. Saka did so. He's just a brilliant player. I thought he did well yesterday. I mean, how many times have you watched this kid play? And as soon as he gets the ball, he's got 3 defenders on him. He's giving off like Kobe Bryant vibes. Really, Bukayo Saka is. I thought he had a good game overall. Tomiyasu, when he came on, did really well. Those are flashes of like him last season when he was getting first team football. Game after game. Tomiyasu, really good, really dangerous, confident. I hope he can build on that because Ben White, obviously, hard to bench him, hard to start over him, and obviously Tomiyasu is very aware of that. But having competition like this for one position. Obviously, Tomiyasu can play left back as well. Kieran Tierney not available through illness, so he slotted in there to give Zinchenko a bit of a rest during that game, and I thought he played really well, Tomiyasu. Turner, a bit of cold feet, no excuses really for what he did on that corner. You need to be coming to claim that. It's rule number one of being a goalkeeper is, you have to command that box, and especially that 6-yard box. I mean, he just got sleeping, and I think he was relying on a defender to get it away. Kiwior, I think is how you pronounce his name, the young Polish defender making his debut. People say he ducked. It did look like he ducked. Other people saying Turner was calling for the ball. A little bit of confusion. Two players who've never played with each other before on the pitch. Of course, it's his debut, Kiwior, so he hasn't played with anyone on that pitch. And, he's got a manager there who is going to sit him down and have him look at the mistakes that he made. And, he's the only player now who hasn't had a competitive game with this team and with this style. So, it's going to catch on to him. Of course, he's not just like a Zinchenko who's going to slot right in and he understands exactly how we want to play. And you don't have as much freedom as a center back. Gabriel's been here now 3 years. 3 years he's been here, I think. So clear idea of what Arteta wants, how he wants to play. I think you have to get behind a player like this, just like we have been behind Vieira, who I thought was brilliant last night. I think his best game in an Arsenal shirt last night, Fabio Vieira, really, really good at opening those lines and getting dangerous balls through. I think I saw a stat about only Saka has more goal contributions than Fabio Vieira this season. I could be wrong. Maybe it's assists, one or the other, but he's obviously a class player. Fabio Vieira needs a little bit more game time. That's what competitions are like this, are for, to get more game time. There's a lot of football to be played in England. Carabao Cup, FA Cup. If you're in Europe, you have those games, and of course 38 games in the Premier League itself. So hopefully a player who can continue to grow in this Arsenal team when players like Odegaard are not available. It's really, really tough to fit to do the job that Odegaard does for this team, let alone his leadership qualities, but his footballing abilities are, I don't need to tell you, they're fantastic. He's a brilliant player. Vieira, still young. Everybody is young in this team, so lots of learning, lots of growing to do for this team. So overall, I'm a bit disappointed that we only got away with the draw. We're lucky to get away with the draw. As a matter of fact, you can't call it anything other than luck. That Granit Xhaka shot or the cross that went in, horrible deflection from the defender. Nobody's watching. If you see me doing this, you can say something, but I doubt anyone sees this. So I'm gonna enjoy this. That's nice. No one's gonna see this. All right, I'm gonna end the video there. Thank you very much for watching. If you have made it this far, I do really appreciate it, and I will see you when I see you.